Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty in the Frizz. My name is Kara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me. This is a very special day for me because it is my very first official day in my new job as a teacher advisor, and I'm really excited. We're gonna do a get ready with me. We gotta be quick. I actually have to be to work at 6:45 a.m. and it is 5:45. I'm giving myself about 20 minutes for this look and then I'm gonna get on out of here. And I'm using pretty much all drugstore makeup today. Not all, but mostly because I'm on a new wave right now. I just am. So if getting ready sounds good to you and just chit chatting, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think. And if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with those who feel the same way, definitely consider joining the community. I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So how are you? I am well. I did not sleep as much as I wanted to. I did not get to bed until about 12:30 last night, and I got up, or my alarm went off at 4:30 a.m. and I continued to press snooze until about 5. So I'm a little tired, but I'm also excited. It's almost that first day of school jitters, and I continue to get that every year, even being in the classroom. So I'm excited about today. Let me show y'all these earrings. Do you see how cute these are? So I have the pencil on one ear and then the shavings on the other. How cute is that? Isn't that cute? I love those. And I'll show you my outfit. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on this get ready with me. On my face, I am already wearing the Milani SPF 30 primer, and I'm already wearing it. So what I was about to say. This is what it looks like, and using this for my makeup primer as well as my sunscreen. It does rub out and it doesn't leave a white cast. I've used it once already and I think my makeup lasted. The makeup I had on yesterday lasted very well throughout being on the treadmill, all that. So I'm happy with that. Instead of my Huda Beauty color corrector, I'm gonna use this Milani Supercharged Eye Tint. This is in the shade Peach. Part of me was thinking, for the first day of school, Carrie, you should use your favorites. Use makeup that you feel confident in, because what if this ends up looking a mess? But that's not how it worked out. So this is just an under eye brightener. I'm not certain if I'm gonna like this color better than the Lychee by Huda Beauty, only because I like having a rosier under eye. And I'm not gonna be using my Natasha Denona concealer, so it's gonna be different, but I think it's still gonna be really nice. I'm not as familiar with this product, so I do have a little right here. I'm definitely tired, but that's okay. Let's get into the concealer. This is the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum, and I have it in the shade, I wanna say medium. Yes, medium. There was this shade and a tan shade I thought would be nice for me when I went to Ulta, but I went ahead with medium. I like having the peachy tone, but I wanted to test this out as far as how does it look and work as a concealer. Not peachy tone, rosy. I love me a rosy tone. But I do know that when I'm using something like this, I could also use my Melt Sandy Cheeks blush, because that's what I was doing before, and kind of tap that on the under eye. I learned that trick from Laura Oriano from Melt Cosmetics, and I thought that was really a cool way to use the blush. Now I do have a drugstore powder, but I'm not trying to play no games with the powder. You can let me know if you know anything about it though. It's the Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Powder. I'm not playing on games with that today, because no, I need to use my Old Faithful, which is my Peach Pie from Huda Beauty. So I have that right here. By far, this has to be my favorite when it comes to powders. I'm gonna just take this brush here. Now, there was a rumor that we could be where we need to be at 7, but I'm not really trying to play any games, especially if parking is gonna not be a great situation. So no, not playing any games with that. And I forgot, y'all, I got a new, oh my gosh, I should have did the powder after this, but I got a new skin tint. This is the Revlon Serum Tint, and it's broad spectrum SPF 15. The Milani had the SPF in it as well, but let me show y'all this. I just came across this in Walgreens. The shade I have is 405. I'm not sure about this shade range in particular, and I don't know if this is a new product or an old one, but some of the standout ingredients are ginger root, vitamin C, and vitamin E. And I'm not sure what ginger root does for your skin, but let me just show you what that looks like. Isn't that such a nice color match? I'm gonna zoom in and find a little brush. I'm just going to put a little more on, and you know, I don't go too heavy, because I don't like to feel the makeup on my face. A little bit of a sunscreeny scent, but I'm okay with that. And I'm taking my Surf Proof setting spray, which I do have a new setting spray from Milani that I'll be trying out soon. But I've been going down this drugstore rabbit hole after just coming across some videos. I'm sure many of you have heard of Jen Phelps, and there was a couple other people. But I was like, wow, this stuff looks really good. And I had a Ulta gift card. It was only for $25. I spent more than that. But I got some things that I want to try out, because in my mind, it is time for me to make some concessions with some of my purchases, and also think about how have I been influenced through, I would say, more indirect messaging about where you buy your products from and what brands you use and packaging and experience and all that. I think all that is a mindset, and experience is what you make it. So I have to stop with that, because I don't have no business buying a whole bunch of high-end makeup. That's just the reality. All right, so that's what the skin tint looks like on. It's very radiant and dewy, but there's no evidence for me that there's any sunscreen in here. It's not giving any white cast or anything like that. So I think I'm gonna be happy with that. So I did powder already, and I probably need to put a little bit more, because I went over it. And I don't like to have a whole bunch of layers, but I meant to do my powder after I did the skin tint. And I haven't really been worried about powdering my whole face. It's just mainly the under eye, because I want that to stay looking fresh. Let's get into bronzer. This is my new favorite. I'll be honest, this might be my favorite bronzer in my entire bronzer collection, which if you've been watching, you know I just went through. This is the shade Butter Off. I don't think I've had a bronzer that's this soft. It's such a nice texture, and I don't have anything that I can compare it to at this moment. And just how light I have to tap on here. The pigment is really great. I think this bronzer line, the shades are a little strange to me. Some of them look more like a contour, but like almost like an ashy contour, an ash tour. I don't know, but the deeper shades are nice. They seem to have a lot of redness in them. Editing Kara here and walking Kara here. That bronzer is red as hell. Ari, I was like, your forehead is so red. Like, I almost look injured, but it's so cute. You just have to have a light hand. And I did get a more neutral one, so I will try that one out really soon. But don't, I know y'all probably was looking like, how much is she gonna put on too damn much? All right, let's get back to it. So this one, you can definitely see that it has like a red hue. I did order another shade. It's called Butter Biscuit, and it's a little lighter, and it looks like it's more of a neutral undertone. So I want to see how that's going to be. Now, you are going to see me bringing in a lot of drugstore products, but what I had to tell myself last night is, Kara, don't get caught up because you have an addictive personality. Don't get caught up now just buying a whole bunch of new things. Once again, because the whole thing, one, I do want to be cost effective, right? But I still have all my other makeup that I'm trying to get through. And I wasn't trying to really bring in a whole bunch more of how about that? Bronzers and blushes. I'm doing this more for an investigation purpose for my own self. So that's why I do have this NYX bronzer here. But things that are less expensive really do still add up. And I also have to take into account that I bought a lot of fragrances. So even though I may have been better on makeup purchases, which honestly, truly, I don't know if I have been, I'm still spending money. So I'm growing and I'm going in a certain direction, but I'm not there yet, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know, let's be honest. And I'm gonna get there. We're gonna get there on this channel together. And I was talking to my friend Steven about it last night. You know, there's so many things that we repurchase over and over again. And like, I've never used a high-end brow pencil, but I can't imagine the way I go through these Maybelline Express brows. If I was buying like a Tom Ford pencil, oh my gosh, I have to be like, am I getting these groceries this week? And that groceries is a whole nother issue. I'm gonna prime my eyes just so I can let that primer sit. And then we'll get into a blush. And then we'll get into a quick eye look. Ooh, it's gonna have to be quick, y'all. Super quick eye look. And I'd love to talk about it more, but do you all feel like there's a negative connotation around people saying affordable or drugstore, or is it me? I'm realizing after all this time that I have felt like that. And I don't know if that messaging is coming from me or is it coming indirectly from content that I watch. And now that I have started to balance out the content that I watch, I'm like, saying affordable or saying drugstore or budget, I don't know. It might be when people say this is a more affordable option if you can't get this, and it's like, oh, you can't get this, go ahead, you can go ahead and get this. But that might be my own subliminal messaging that I'm giving to myself. And sometimes we don't want to feel that way. We don't want to feel like we can't get this. I'm just being honest, so don't judge me. This is a no judgment zone. I set all my makeup out and I still am like on the fence about my blush choice. So right now I do have out the NYX Buttermelt blush, and I think that's what I'm going to use because I'm getting short on time. This is in the shade For the Butter. I have the tangerine one out too. You know what? I think I want to go with the tangerine. Just something a little bit different. This one is called Shimmering Tangerine. Let's use that. Oh yeah, we're gonna use that, Shimmering Tangerine. So let me know. A lot of things in this beauty industry are subliminal as far as messaging, but it's not just in beauty, it's everything. We interpret things. It might not be what someone meant to say, but we interpret things a certain way in our own head because your mind is so powerful, and it's up to us to reset language and how we interpret things. And I realize now after all this time that I have been, it's not like a negative thing, but you know, one of the only drugstore products I really use like that is my Maybelline Express Brow. And at one point when I first started in makeup, you know, ColourPop, I call it my gateway brand. ColourPop was all I had. And then I was like, I've outgrown ColourPop. Like, ColourPop is not it. I need to be getting, you know, these palettes from Sephora. My very first palette from Sephora was Urban Decay Born to Run. And then I remember, and I felt so guilty about spending this much money. It was during the Friends and Family sale. I don't even know if I had 20% off. I might have, but I got the Huda Beauty palettes. It was the New Nudes one. And I want to say Mercury Retrograde that had come out. And I was like, I can't, because the palettes were $58. And I was like, I cannot believe that I'm spending this. And I remember looking at the Pat McGrath Mothership. I would always see it on Sephora. It was the number 5, the bronze. It's either Bronze Seduction or Bronze Temptation. I always get them confused. I'm going to lipstick because that's going to decide my eye look. I do have a Lisa Eldridge pencil, but I do have these lifter ones from Maybelline coming out, and I'm really excited to try them. I realized that because of what I've been consuming and things like that, it just became the norm to spend $60 for a palette, $75 for a palette, $125 for a Mothership. Like, it just became the norm for me. And now I'm looking back, you know, after all these years. Now, granted, I haven't done YouTube for 5 years. I think it's 4. Yeah. But I'm really trying to be accountable now. I don't want to say that I'm in makeup debt. I think many of us have debt. It's not necessarily because of makeup. I have debt from other things, you know, other poor spending or things I had to purchase. But I'm done. I am done. Proper Beauty isn't a drugstore brand, but it's an oldie but goodie. And I wanted to wear a lipstick that I really love. And plus, I'm thinking about going kind of deep with the eyeshadow maybe today. We'll see. So, you know, I love nude lips and bold eyes. And this is one where I'm not going to have to be checking to make sure it looks good during my presentation. It's not doing too much. It's one of my favorite lip shades. And it feels so good on the lips. I think Proper Beauty's still in business. I just never see anything from them. I don't know if they're coming out with any new products. But we are going to get into a palette, two palettes. I'm going to show you both. But I'm only going to use one. I think I know which one. Look, y'all, I went and dug these out of my supposedly I'm decluttering box that I never did anything with. This is the Baroque palette from ColourPop. And then this is the Mandalorian palette. And, you know, I'm considering ColourPop Drugstore. I don't know if I've actually ever worn this palette. I can tell that I've swatched it. But this is the one that I want to go with. I was thinking I was going to wear the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette because I want to check that out. And Natasha's not going anywhere. That's my girl. Here's Baroque. But there's other things that I have that are great that I've forgotten about. I can't tell you the last time I've used a ColourPop palette. If I did, it was probably the Child, because that's the only one that I didn't quote unquote declutter. So we're gonna go into this one today for a quick look. I got about 10 minutes to do it and show y'all my outfit. So let's get this going. You know, I'm gonna be using a big fluffy brush. And lunch is provided today. I'm not sure what it is. I wish I knew. But I'm taking a protein shake because I don't think I'm gonna even be thinking about eating or anything like that. I'm gonna go into Mythosar, which is this one here, it's gray. And then I'm gonna go into Creed, which is a brown. And we'll see what that looks like. This is the Sonia G Classic crease brush. And let's just get this going. The primer that I was using for eyeshadow was the About Face primer. I have to find, I wanna find one that, I think the NYX one might be really good. I can't remember. Yeah, it's been so long since I've used a ColourPop palette. But I am ready to just erase any type of negativity. I don't feel like I like this blush anymore with the gray. But we about to make it work, y'all. It's time. I'm ready to make a change. Remember that song? It's time. Time to make a change. We are the people who can do it. So yeah, I mean, I never thought about, to be honest, the whole drugstore beauty YouTube content creators. I know that Morgan Turner, she may do like top finds at the drugstore, things like that. Yeah, I think a pink blush would look nice with this, but I don't know if I can actually change it. But that's okay, because I still like the color. I'm just dragging what I have over without adding more because I don't want it to be too deep. Well, too deep on the crease, inner crease. I don't want it to be too deep. Yeah, okay. And then I'm gonna take this brush here and go into Creed, which is that brown. Just give it some smoke, some AM smoke, 6:45 AM smoke. I'm gonna take this brush here. I'm gonna go into Bantha Tracks, which is this one. And that's just giving just a soft little pinky tone here. Yeah, figuring out the blush was a little bit tough because I think maybe a Desert Orchid or something like that. But with the gray shadow, sometimes it's tough. I mean, definitely a cooler tone might have looked better, but I mean, it's still gonna look cute. I'm not worried about it. Like, it's gonna be cute. It's gonna be cute. But I'm just saying my preference. All right, now for the shimmer. Let's see. We've got Imperial, what is that called? Imperial Credit. So silver. I have this brown here. This is called Tatooine Glimmer. And then we have this, let's do this gray brown duochrome called, what is this? Clan of Two. Clan of Two. Obviously, I have not watched The Mandalorian because I'm looking like, what? I don't want to do too much with this. You can build this one up and see a little more of the shift, but I don't need it to be doing a whole lot. I'm gonna get into the under eye really quickly. Just mixing Mythosar, which was the gray we started out with Bantha Tracks, which was that peachy pink. Going into the under eye here very lightly just to create a little shadow. Nothing deep. And I'm gonna take my pencil brush, this one from Refer. We're gonna go into, let's see, I think Imperial Credit. That's let's go into this one here. This is called Beskar Steel. I have a liner from Hard Candy, trying to dupe out my Charlotte Tilbury one. Let's see, this is a deep brown. It's going in kind of nice. See what I'm talking about? I think it definitely goes on better than the Charlotte Tilbury. So you have the brown matte and then the shimmer on the other end. Today's gonna be a long day, a good day. The boys are not here and I will be taking them swimming later. I have to pick up August from my sisters anyway. They're not together. August is with my sister and Marky is with my in-laws. So lastly, I'm gonna be taking my L'Oreal Panorama mascara in this shade Brown Black. Actually, I don't mind the tangerine blush anymore. I do not mind. And here's my first day of work look. Do y'all think I should change the blush? Not that you could tell me. I mean, we can see. I'm not trying to look crazy, but let's see. I don't want this to mess it up, but we can kind of change. Add a little rosiness to it, I think. That's not gonna hurt it. That is not gonna hurt it. Okay. Here for it. Probably should have did setting spray first, but that's yay. Here's a look. Let me know what you think. I think it looks cute, and I'm not even mad at ColourPop. Not mad at all. Let me show y'all this fit. So my shirt is a teacher shirt. It says "Let's eat kids," and then "Let's eat, comma kids," and it has a T-Rex on it, and it says "Punctuation saves lives." I did find my black pants at TJ Maxx yesterday. I showed y'all my earrings, and I have on Converses. These are sailor pants. They're super wide, and I got my black and white Converses. I just thought this was a way for me to be professional and still look like me. I had some dresses and stuff from Marshalls, and I just felt like they were so frilly, and like I was just like, this is not me. Like, we got to find a way to make that work. So that is what I've got going on today. I am very excited for work. For fragrance, I thought, let me wear some favorites. I've got Burberry Goddess layered with Kayali Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar. I'm gonna bring those with me. And it is 6:15, so I'm about to walk out the door. I'm gonna grab my water and my protein shake. I already got my snack and everything is packed. So that's going to be it for this video. Thank y'all for being here. And I really want to keep the discussion about messaging and wording and all of that going, because I want to know, is it just me? Have I been living a lie? You know, that's how I feel. I know that sounds corny, but really, like, we tell ourselves things and then we believe them. But I also have to think about, what am I internalizing? What am I choosing to consume and bring in as far as any type of content? It has really nothing to do with just beauty. It could be any aspect of anything that I'm consuming. So let's keep that going, because I love talking about this stuff. And I think that's it. Thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another one today. I hope this was therapy for you. It always is for me. And until I see you again, make sure you're being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice. Stay safe. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye. Go on, blow up your ear.